Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Something a little bit different because we're looking at two beers and both the same recipe using the same hops but from different parts of the world and of course brewed at the same place. So we're venturing once again into Beer52's Hops Project box, curated I should say, by Chris J.J. Heaney, who of course was the head brewer at Partisan and now is Beer52's head of beer. So for his first box, he's decided to explore the nuances and the complexities and all manner of things with hops. And by the time you've seen this, I will have already uploaded a few beers from this box. And you know, it can be from the most basic, like this style of beer primarily uses these hops, and I'm going to show you why they do. And then it's got like different styles, dry hopped with hops from like New Zealand, and you know, there's so many little things going on. So it's not just about, oh, we've got an IPA, we're going to put Chinook, Cascade, Citra, which there is one of those beers that showcases why American hops are so popular. And today's beer, we're looking at the Cascade, and more primarily the terroir of the hop. And of course, terroir is fundamentally a wine term to do with like the quality of the soil, the quality of the air, the location. You know, people can explain it a lot better than I can, but if you know your wine, you know that the same grape grown in different locations gives you different qualities and different characteristics and nuances, and you can apply that to hops as well. I've had that before with the Mikella Terroir series, which again, same recipe, but they use different hops from different parts of the world, like American hops that are being grown in Europe, and then like European classic hops that are being grown in America, and just seeing how they can change a beer's makeup and flavour. And I think that's really exciting, and it just goes to show you that the world of beer is just as, if not more, complex and beautiful than, let's say, the world of wine, which is heralded as this, you know, sophisticated and high society sort of classy commodity, whereas you could do the exact same things and have just as much, if not more, artistry with beer. And what I've had so far of the Hops Project box, I've really enjoyed. Not reviewed all of them because I've just had some that I just wanted to drink, but I thought I'd do a special video looking at these two. So the first one is the Cascade, which is the Belgian terroir version. So I'll quickly read you what it says here. So this is Cascade EU. So Europe's main hop producing nations, including Germany, the Czech Republic and Slovenia, are renowned for their elegant, complex hops. They tend to be spicy and a little earthy, with relatively low bitterness and classic aroma. And the tasting notes for this are Cascade Through the Looking Glass, an IPA all hopped with Cascade grown in Central Europe. Floral and spicy, as with the US counterpart, but also pronounced citrus aroma that prevails. To maximise the experience, drink alongside the same beer, hopped with the modern classic American variety, and compare notes, which is what we're going to do. And of course, being Belgian, it's coming the classic Belgian stumpy bottle with fantastic artwork. I absolutely love that. I've said this in every review from the Hops Box. The branding and the image of these beers alone just is so satisfying. And the artwork, because I think it's by the same guy. No, it's not. It's by a different guy. I can't read that because it's like red text on an orange background. Just bear with me 1 second, because I like to give credit where credit's due, especially when it comes to the artwork. So the artwork for this comes courtesy of Professional Video, as always. But what did you expect from the Clueless Drinker? Really, what did you expect? But yeah, of course, I can't find the page at all that I wanted to look at. Artwork for this comes from Régis Léter. So I'll put his information down below. And just gorgeous, sort of rustic looking but contemporary at the same time artwork. And then with a sort of purpley, bluey, grey bottle cap. So definitely stands out. So that's the first beer. And like I said, both of them, same recipe, just utilising the different hop variety or location of the same hop. I'm doing a terrible job at this, I do apologise. So next up is the Cascade USA, American Terroir Single Hop IPA. And again, striking artwork, this time courtesy of Daniel Aristizábal. I hope I've pronounced that right. But yeah, very striking indeed. Both beers are 6% ABV, water, hops, barley malt, oat flakes, yeast, allergens, including gluten and bold. So yeah, I'll give you some notes on this one. Floral perfumey with a piquant, distinctly hoppy nose. There's a reason this is a mainstay in hop-forward craft beer recipes across the globe. Here we let Cascade shine in all its glory and put it up against a European cousin in a friendly comparative competition. Decide which expression you like best and come online and tell us your reviews, which I'm doing right now. So I'll quickly read you the information on both the bottles. So like its American counterpart, this beer with Cascade, both for bittering and dry hopping, the only difference being these hops were grown in Belgium, where the beer is actually brewed by Brouwerij and us, who are doing all of the Beer52 beers. Challenge yourself to discover the nuanced differences in terroir between the pair. And on this one, we've got to discover how terroir affects hops. This is the same recipe as its Belgian counterpart, using USA grown Cascade, a unique hop famed for its floral and perfumey aromas. So yeah, I think I repeated myself about 10 different times in just different ways. So we'll get this opened and this one opened, and we shall see what we get. So I've been really excited to try these, and I've already butchered the video, so apologies to everyone involved in the production of these beers. I do sincerely apologise. So we've got two Tekus, and I'm going to pour the Belgian variety first. So let's see what we get. There we go. And then of course we'll pour the American cousin. Now Cascade, one of my favourite hops, and I say this every time Cascade is mentioned. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, one of my all-time favourite beers, and like to me, the ultimate Cascade hopped pale ale. But yeah, so obviously both beers look exactly the same. There's maybe a slight bit more of a haze in the Belgian version, but not much to it. You could clearly tell it's the same beer. And a lovely sort of golden orangey amber look, typical IPA. Both have a tiny bit of haze, and both have, let's see if we can do this with both hands without spilling the beer everywhere. But yeah, both of them have got lovely, brilliant white, frothy looking heads. So it's what you expect from both beers. So first of all, we'll take a sniff of the Belgian Cascade. It's definitely got a herbal edge to it. There is a bit of a spiciness. Very subtle citrusy tones. There's almost like a very subtle earthy smokiness almost. But it's got that distinct and soothing Cascade hop. A little bit of lemon. It's got that sort of like Haribo slash red juice fruit pastel edge to it. Smells good. So let's see what the American counterpart smells like. Okay, this got a little bit more of a musky, danky edge to it. Not dank in like the hazy sort of dank, but yeah, it's a bit more vegetative, if that makes sense. But again, you get lovely, gentle, peppery notes in there. Lovely citrusy characters. And then like a nice earthiness as well. I'm not too sure which one is more vibrant and which one is more dense. I'd say this has got a bit more of a vibrant citrusy tone to it, more like a lime almost, but not much. There's not much dividing them. This has just got a bit more spiciness, I'd say. But anyway, both smell really damn good, and you could just alternate all night doing this. But I won't, because that would be a very shitty video. I'd probably get more views on that video, like a 10-hour live stream of me smelling beer, than I would on like a month's worth of beer reviews alone. Because people like to watch nonsense like that. But anyway, let's give this beer a taste. So this is, of course, the Belgian version. Yeah, definitely big, like savoury, spicy tones coming through on this one. And you get that more in the bitterness. It's not really too zesty. It's almost got like an English golden ale or classic pale ale vibe to it. Not really a fruity IPA. Yeah, it's almost like a classic British IPA, but with a bit more pepperiness on the back end from the hoppy bitterness. Quite earthy for an IPA, actually. It's almost got that slight Belgian yeasty breadiness to it. But I'm not too sure if that's just the power of persuasion coming into play, because it was brewed in Belgium and they've probably used Belgian ingredients aside from the Cascade hop. But yeah, peppery. Really quite peppery. Almost has, I can't remember what herb it is, but it's got pepperiness to it. It's not coriander. Oh my god, what's it called? It's not basil. Clearly not basil. I'm not going to list different herbs, don't worry. Oh, it's used a lot in Italian dishes. Rocket. It's got like that rocket herbal pepperiness to it. Yeah, that's what it's got. But then like a British feel to it, which is quite strange. It's not like an IPA as you'd think it would be. But then again, not all IPAs have to be exactly the same. It's got its own nuances. It's got its own style. And I don't know. Let's see what it compares to with the American counterpart. Cheers. Beautifully staged segue there, Pierre. Cheers. Okay. That is a lot more fruity, a lot more zesty. That is crazy how different they are. Yeah, you're getting a big grapefruit bitterness on the back end. Loads of like zesty fruits, orange, lemon, lime. It's so familiar. You've had this many times before. I think already I'm preferring this because I love the American Cascade. I just love how punchy it is. It's still got a pepperiness to it. There's a very subtle earthiness. But this is just a little bit more vibrant than this version. Yeah, I love it. It's got that like jelly sweet flavour to it. It's not the most mind-blowing IPA. I don't think they were really setting out to do that. I think with these two beers, it was primarily to see what would happen if you used a Cascade hop from Belgium and then a Cascade hop from the US. But I can tell you already, this version I just really enjoy. It's the sort of like pale ale IPA that I like to enjoy in the regular. It's reminding me of something like Sierra Nevada's pale ale. I don't think I'll ever be able to shake that off when I have a Cascade Forward beer. But let's give this one more try. Yeah, this is a lot more savoury. It really, really is. Um, the citrusy characters are very, very subtle. Almost has that sort of like Asian lemongrass sort of flavour and that herbal character coming through. This is definitely more herbal than vibrant, like this one is. That's crazy, isn't it? It's the same hop, but it can impart so much different flavour in there, and my good England has run out, evidently. But both of them very solid beers. Don't get me wrong. It's just out of the two, I prefer this one because it's the sort of beer I would gravitate to more than that one. But I want more of this sort of stuff in general. I want more breweries to do more little series like this. I want Beer52 to do more sort of stuff like this as well. I know they've done it in the past, and they've done quite a few beers where it's the same recipe but just slightly different with different variations of a certain ingredient. But yeah, I'm all for the hops project, the return, the revenge of the hops project, because I've really enjoyed the beers that I've had from this series. That's lovely. That is really nice. I really like that one. This is okay as well, but it's a bit more reserved. Both very easy drinking. Both got a satisfying medium mouthfeel to them. Very refreshing, crisp, clean. You've had these beers time and time again, so they're not reinventing the wheel. I don't think that's what they were supposed to be doing. But it is very, very intriguing how just that changing of a hop, even though they're both the same hops, it's just. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the outcome. So if I was to rate these two beers, I would give this one 6 out of 10. I wouldn't rush out to try that again, but I give this one an 8 out of 10. It's making me want to go get myself a few bottles of Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale. And I know that's down to the American Cascade hop. I don't know much about beer. I do these beer reviews as I'm educating myself, so I get a lot of things wrong. There's a lot of misinformation throughout my channel, but I feel like I've taken something away from this. And yeah, I'm just really surprised because I didn't think there'd be that much difference, really. I thought they'd still have that very basic, like, similarity, but they don't. And it's just amazing how the Belgian version of Cascade is so much more herbal and spicy. Whereas the American, you've had that version countless times over the years from different breweries. So, yeah, both really solid beers and two more great additions to Beer52's Beery back catalogue. I'm very excited to see how far Beer52 will go with these sorts of series and their own beers that they produce, because I tell you what, I always have to read his name because I forget it. Chris J.J. Heaney. What a great impression he's made. I think there's only been one, which was a saison that I didn't really enjoy, which was like a New Zealand dry hopped saison. But that's because I'm not a fan of saisons. But yeah, every other beer that I've had are like 7 out of 10. Fantastic. And this is another great example. So it's definitely really interesting for me personally, as a person who likes beer. I know it's been a bit of a long-winded review, but I hope you could appreciate this one as well. And yeah, definitely check out Michela's Terroir series also. Get yourself as many sort of like single hop beers and just try them out. And that's what it's all about, really. And thankfully, I've got two beers that I can enjoy after I've turned the camera off. So if you also have tried these two side by side, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. What are some of your favourite examples of this type of brewing where they take the same base recipe but just add things that help differentiate the same beer? Check out Beer52. I'll put my referral link down below so you can get yourselves a nice little discount on your own box. It helps me out as well, I'm not going to lie. Check out both of the artists involved in the production of these absolutely gorgeous pieces of artwork. Check out Beer52 playlist down below. If any of my friends and fellow beer tubes have reviewed either of these beers, their links will be down below. Check out my IPA playlist for some more great examples of the style. And yeah, thank you so much for sitting through a 21-minute beer review with the Clueless Drinker. So I bid you all a fond farewell, and here's to good drinking. And I've just come up with a new sign-off on the fly. See thee later.